Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Bebo. In this video, we're going to continue our video series on subtracting integers. And in this one, we're going to talk about problems where they ask you to find the distance. So for this first one, it says find the distance between -9 and 8. And really all this means is to find the difference. So if you can keep that in mind, when the problem asks you find the distance, they just want you to find the difference between these two values. And I always tell my students, just do the high value minus the low value, right? So for this problem, we're going to do 8 minus -9. So 8 minus -9. So 8 plus +9, once we keep change, right? So remember from our previous video, we keep 8 exactly as it is. Change subtraction to addition. And then the opposite of -9, right? We change this to its opposite, so that ends up being +9. So the difference between -9 and 8 is going to be 17 units, and that would be our final answer for that question. So for the second one, we're going to do the same idea. Find the distance between -12 and 7 on the number line. So we're just going to find the difference between these two values, and we're just going to do the high value minus the low value. So that's going to look like the following: 7 minus -12. So we're going to keep 7, change the subtraction to addition, and then change -12 into its opposite, which would be +12. So 7 plus 12 is going to be 19. So our answer for this is going to be 19 units. All right, let's take a look at some more. So in this one, we're going to see a story problem, and then the example after this will also be a story problem, but it's going to be the same idea, right? So we're going to find the distance between these integers. The highest point in California is Mount Whitney with an elevation of 14,494 feet. The lowest point is Death Valley with an elevation of -282 feet. So what is the distance between the height of Mount Whitney and the depth of Death Valley? So again, we're just going to do our high value minus our low value. So we're going to do 14,494 minus a -282. So the trick again is to keep change. So we're going to keep the 14,494. We're going to change subtraction to addition and change -282 to its opposite, which would be +282. So I don't really need the parentheses anymore. And then we just add these two values like normal. So if it helps, I can always line these up vertically. So 14,494 plus the 282. So 6, 17. And so we get 14,776 feet for our final answer on this question, right? So just a story problem, but it's the same as what we just saw on the previous slide. Find the difference between those two values. All right, let's take a look at the last one here. Find the distance between integers. So temperatures on Earth can vary from a minimum of -126 degrees Fahrenheit to a maximum of 136 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to find the range between Earth's minimum and maximum temperature. So range again is just another way to find the distance, or also again the difference, right? So it's just worded a little bit differently than the other questions. So the range, we're just going to do again the high minus the low. And so in this one, we're going to do 136 minus a -126. So we're going to keep 136. We're going to change subtraction into addition, and then -126 we change into its opposite, which is +126. And just like the last question, if it helps, we can rewrite this vertically, because I know for my students, they are not using a calculator in this entire unit, so they need to be able to do this addition by hand. And so we get 262, and then we do need a label. In this case would be, oops, not feet, that was the last problem. We're going to do degrees Fahrenheit. So 262 degrees Fahrenheit is going to be our final answer for this question. That is the range between the minimum and maximum temperatures on Earth. So that's going to be it for this video on finding the distance between integers. Make sure you check out the third video in the subtracting integers video series. That one is going to go through a couple of story problems. Thanks for watching.